Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is Madan. In this video we are going to learn how to create a web API project in ASP.NET 5 and Visual Studio. So web API is a application or the framework from which we can create HTTP based services. So in this figure, if we look into this figure, then we have this web API application, and this web API application can be consumed by any of the clients. So if we want to create the application using HTTP and web forms, then we can use web API, or we can use the same web API from our mobile devices, and we can also consume the same web API from Windows Form or any kind of devices. So if in future you want to support you want to build the application for your smartwatch and consume the web API that we created, then we can do that. So today's almost all of the applications are based on the web API. So how this works, this normally accepts the request from the client. So client can be anyone, web application or Windows Form mobile applications or smartwatch, or it could be Arduino or Raspberry Pi, anything. So it accepts the request from the client, and it gives a response to the client. So it takes HTTP request and it gives HTTP response, and the response can be of any format. For instance, we can use JSON or XML or any other format from the web API. So let's create the web API by using Visual Studio. And if you want to learn more about the web API, then you can obviously browse on the internet and you get a lot of answers. So this is the tutorials teacher site from where I'm explaining this. I'm explaining the concept of web API. So in order to create the web API, here I have opened the Visual Studio. So we are going to create a new project here. And then from web, we are let's select web application, ASP.NET Core web application, hit next, and web API demo. And from here we can select what type of project we want to create. So from here I'm going to click on ASP.NET Core web API, and from here you can select the framework 2.1, 3.1 or .NET Core 5 or .NET 5. And here .NET Core has been selected. So .NET Core selected, and ASP.NET Core 5 with web ASP.NET Core Web API. Now we are not going to select anything on the right panel. We are just going to create. And Visual Studio is taking some time. And we have created our web API project here. So the main differences between the normal web application and web API is that the web API does not contain view. So if we look on the right panel here on the Solution Explorer, then we can see controller, and in the controller, one controller has been scaffolded, weather forecast controller, and then we have a program.cs file, and we have startup.cs file, all the things that comes in our normal web application project, except the view. So we don't have view, and the views could be anyone. Say for example, if we want to consume our web application from the mobile devices, or if we are creating the backend for our mobile application, then the web API becomes backend for our mobile application, and the mobile application itself becomes view for that application. So the view is not here, means that this application can be consumed by any of the clients. It can be consumed by normal web application, it can be consumed by mobile application or Windows Form applications, or it can be consumed by the smartwatch or Arduino or anything. So at this point I haven't done anything, and if I'm going to make one changes here. So right click on the project, go to properties, right now we see IIS Express option, but I want to remove this option from here. So click on the debug, and then I just click on delete here. So now let's save it, and now I can run this application as a normal from the console window. So if I click on this, then it should come. I don't know why it is slowing down. So the normal console from where we run our .NET application has appeared, and it has hosted our application. So by default the swagger slash index.html page opens, and this from the swagger, this is the interface from which we can test our web API. Right now in our project we have one controller here, we have one API controller here, weather forecast controller, and this weather forecast controller returns the forecasting of the weather from this get method. And in our Swagger dashboard we see that the get method from the weather forecast endpoint. So if we click on this and then click on try it out and then execute, then we get the response, we get those response from our API. So this Swagger comes integrated with the ASP.NET Core web API or .NET 5 API project, and we don't need to do anything to add Swagger to our application. So from this we can test our web API endpoint. Before Swagger we normally use Postman, and we can use Postman to test our API endpoints. So if you don't know about the Postman, then obviously you can browse on the internet, but the Postman or the web API the Postman or the Swagger is just the application or the interface from where we can test our web API project. So this is it for this demo, friend, and I'll see you in the next demo. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.